Welcome back, everyone, to another Company Fears 2 replay cast, and we're gonna be at Bryansk Forest. Interesting map. And it's gonna be a 1v1, centered by Alex Jones, playing as the Wehrmacht, spawning in the east. His enemy is gonna be Pokahinkas, allying as the Soviets, spawning in the west, bringing in another engineer as soon as the game starts. I'm not sure as to why. We'll see soon enough, probably to build something while his other engineer squad goes into capture. I still don't really agree. Instant fact, a special rifle command. I definitely do not agree. Right now, Alex Jones is bringing out a MG42, which is going to be quite useful in the center of the map with the VP and the sort of watery swamp area in the north with a VP and a munitions point. The two fuel points are on the opposite ends of the map, both of them quite reachable by both players. The southern one covered by the woods, the northern one covered by the bogs, as it is this map's way of doing things, pretty much overall. Now, defensive tactics is going to be picked by Pokahinkas. That's going to allow him access to the 120mm mortar squad and the tank traps, interestingly enough, also the Dishk and the 45mm AT gun. What's interesting about that commander is that it gives you everything at the second CP, no earlier, no later. All of the abilities are going to be available at that point. So he needs to make them work. The problem is, you kind of lack with the late game. So, for example, if Alex Jones were to bring out the Lightning War Doctrine with the Tiger Tank, there's really not much that you do to counter except what is already in your arsenal. Now, first engagement probably going to happen right here. Grenadiers trying to hunker down behind this ruined truck, but the engineers are kind of outside of the line of sight. Now, Alex Jones is spreading out his capturing mostly to the south, whereas Pokahinkas is going to the center as well. So that's kind of bringing him to the flank of Alex Jones's deployment, and it's going to be a little bit rough for Alex Jones, but it's going to be easy enough for him to sort of dislodge the combat engineers, because there's really nothing that the combat engineers can do against the Grenadiers. There is a scout car on the field, but there's not enough munitions right now for Pokahinkas to get a flamethrower up and running, which is definitely a bad thing for him, because he really wants the flamethrower for that scout car to be useful at all. He looks like he's going to be bringing out the Penal Battalion along with it, and right now it looks like the combat engineers are going to get completely run down by the MP40s of the combat engineers of the Germans. M3 scout car right now is loaded up with the engineers, and they're not equipping themselves with a flamethrower because they don't have enough munitions. So that just means that this scout car is going to be fairly worthless against the Panzerfaust of the Grenadiers. It's going to be quite useful against the MG44, the MG42, but the MG42 is kind of hiding in a corner, so it will be hard for the scout car to flank the MG. Now, here comes a Panzerfaust. As I said, going to be very easy to destroy the scout car this way. Scout car, however, doesn't really care because he's sort of slugging it out with the Grenadiers one-on-one. But here comes the second Grenadier squad, firing from the flank. No more munitions for a Panzerfaust, but it's going to be quite a bit harder for the scout car to escape from this deadlock, coming in for two flanks, than it would be if it was just one squad. Now, Alex Jones is splitting a lot of manpower, and he's building a tier 2. Oh no, he's building a bunker. Okay. Now, right now, the engineers are trying to repair the scout car, but they should definitely be focused down by the Grenadiers before they are able to do that. But the Grenadiers shoot at the actual vehicle, which is definitely a mistake. They should have shot at the engineers who were repairing the car rather than the car itself, and the car was able to wipe out the squad. Let me just speed it up a little bit. A couple more Grenadiers coming out from Alex Jones using that manpower that he does have. He's really ignoring the north side of the map, which is, in my opinion, a big mistake, because he could be using that side of the map to his advantage. And right now, scout car was repaired, but it did go down. And right now, Penal Battalion's going to be trying to flank the Grenadiers, but the Grenadiers are huddling around in cover, and they're going to be able to repel the first squad. Second squad, not really able to provide enough fire support to save them. Squad going to be trying to escape and managing to do so at the last possible second. Pioneer squad also coming in to support. One of the Grenadiers is going to be going down, needs to retreat as soon as possible, as do these Pioneers. Oh, look at that. The Vet 2 Grenadier is going to go down. That was definitely a big mistake. The Vet 2 Grenadier was a little bit of an important unit, and also the Pioneers might be going down. Very close to death, but they might be saved by the Grenadier squad. Yes, indeed they will. So Alex Jones starting to sort of get the control of the southern part of the map for himself, but he's going to need to bring out something to deal with the north. He needs to get these resources under his control as quickly as possible. He does not want to leave them to the enemy nor to neutral. Finally, the Grenadiers are going to be able to reconnect the fuel point with the rest of the German territory. MG going to be almost flanked by the Penal Battalion, but the Penal Battalion going to be forced to retreat by the Grenadiers. Grenadiers going to recapture that point quite easily and also bring up some support in the form of a Grenadier squad and also a Engineer squad. Engineers capturing the central VP, thus stifling the bleed that has been going on against the Germans. And right now, they are at 400 points, whereas the Soviets are pretty much at full. Here comes the PTRS spam from Pocahontas and also a Dushk machine gun. So, gonna be decent, but as soon as the big vehicles come out for the Germans, there's really not gonna be much that the Allies can do. Of course, thanks to the fact that Pocahontas has been able to cut off the fuel point in the south, he's gonna have a little bit more time to get himself set up against enemy vehicles, and as you can see, the PTRS is definitely decreasing the effectiveness of these penals against enemy infantry, but also could be decent later on, just in case a light vehicle is in the mind of Alex Jones. I do not think that seeing 3 PTRSs would increase his chances of getting out one, but we'll see. Right now, Dishk, really not the best choice on this map because of all the trees. It's very easy to flank the Dishk in this kind of environment for Alex Jones. Alex Jones still floating tons of manpower. That's definitely the biggest problem that he's had so far. He just floats so much manpower. Like, 800 is not something that you want to see. Even just bringing out, for example, a sniper and a mortar team would be very useful against both the Penal Battalions and the Dishk, especially the Dishk. So, in general, the sniper would be useful for the north of the map and the mortar for the southern part of the map. I would have liked to see those 2 units brought out to support the Grenadiers and the MG, or perhaps even a second MG to be brought out for the center of the map to be covering that area. But at the same time, we'll see what Alex Jones has in mind. Right now, he's going to be pushing in the south quite well, and he's got some Grenadiers hiding behind some trees, using that to cover to his advantage. Right now, a fuel cache is on the field for Pocahontas, and he's going to be trying to get out some kind of vehicle soon enough. He does have the Tier 3 Tank Battalion Command. We'll see if he can bring out some vehicles from that. I would like to see a T-70 right now. It would definitely do very, very well against Alex Jones's poor anti-tank lineup. In fact, non-existent anti-tank lineup, but he's not going to go for that. He's going to be going for a Tier 4, I think. Except he's keeping his engineers kind of sitting idle instead of actually moving around. And that's kind of allowing Alex Jones to get control of the rest of the map. And that's not very good. That's not very good at all for Pocahontas because he had the advantage and now he's wasting it. Alex Jones very nicely grabbing map control once again, finally doing what he was supposed to do earlier, which was capture the north, and that's going to be very good. Bringing up his income much, much higher than Pocahontas's, and he's going to also be able to tech up soon enough, hopefully. We'll see about that. Doesn't look like I'm able to click on him. Oh, he's got the phase free, so he's got all the phases. We'll see if he brings out the Tier 4 with a Brum Bear would be very good right now. And there goes the Engineer. Pocahontas not really paying attention to that Engineer squad. Also, the Engineer's death is going to be doing damage to the fuel cache, which is interesting. Nice flank coming in from the Grenadiers, completely demolishing these penals. And the rest of the enemy troops are sitting at base, which is definitely not what you want to see. And the entire map is going to fall to Alex Jones. Looks like Pocahontas is kind of just sitting around. Not quite sure as to why. And it's just going to allow Alex Jones to take everything. Here he comes with a Dushk. He's bringing out a new combat engineer and also going to be building the Tier 4. Bringing out a 120mm mortar, not going to be enough. Not going to be nearly enough. At this point, he should have been bringing that out much, much earlier. Grenadiers trying to steal the Dushk heavy machine gun. We'll see if they're able to do that. It doesn't look like they're doing it. What? I thought they would be trying to steal it, but okay. That would have been a very good steal, but it appears as if they're just trying to kill the 120mm. And there's a Panzer IV coming on the field. I would have gone for a Burn Bear if I was Alex Jones because I had the map control, I had the resources, and the enemy didn't have the counter, so it would have been very nice to do that. And here comes some flamethrowers, but not really going to be enough. The units from Alex Jones have been fully repaired and now will be coming back on the field. Panzer IV also available to him. There's a T-70 coming out now. What? So he brought out a mechanized armor Campagnia after the Tank of Battalion Command. And then instead of bringing out a T-3476 with the 80 fuel cost, he brought out a T-70 with a 70 fuel cost. That's very weird. That would have been a very big mistake. Had he the time to do any more, he just surrenders. And I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the cast, and I'll see you soon.